Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss the summary of the story Roucolle the Miser by George Orwell. So let's move on to the summary. The protagonist of this story was a man named Roucolle who was a great miser. The story progresses through the events that happens in the life of this Roucolle. So, Roucolle was a great miser who had half a million francs in the bank. So, being a miser, Roucolle had a huge amount of deposit in the bank. That's the sum of half a million francs. To make life least expensive, he ate the rejected vegetables in the market and cat's meat. He used newspaper as undercloth and a sack as a trouser. So, in order to reduce the living expense and thereby saving money, what Roucault did was that he ate the discarded vegetables from the market and he used to eat cat's meat. What a weird thing. Then, instead of buying clothes and wearing it, he used a newspaper as his undercloth and a sack instead of trouser. So that is what he did. All these acts uh, shows that what kind of a man he was. He was living at the extreme level of miserliness. Then, a smart Jew came to the place accompanied by a Polish student. He had a foolproof scheme to smuggle cocaine to England. So after that, a smart Jew with a Polish student, they came to England with a scheme, that is with a false scheme to smuggle cocaine to England. The Pole would invest 4,000 francs, Roucault must put 6,000. So in order to do that, they approached Roucault. They said that the Polish student would invest 4,000 francs and Roucault should invest 6,000. So that they can make a total sum of 10,000 francs. They can have a clean profit of 50,000 francs. So they are aiming to earn a profit of 50,000 francs by investing only 10,000 francs. That is five times the investment. The two men spent more than a week to persuade and drag the miser to join their scheme. So at first, Rukul was not ready to give the money. Then this Jew and the Polish student tried their maximum to convince a Jew, no, convince a miser, Rukul. He was exhausted in the end and brought out the 6,000 from his mattress. So, by their compulsion, hesitatingly, our miser, Roucault, he decided to give the money and he brought out the 6,000 francs from his mattress and gave them. The Jew delivered the cocaine in the evening and made a prompt exit. Very soon, the Jew delivered the cocaine to the Polish student and Roucault and he escaped. The news of the business deal leaked out and police came to search the place. So this news spread across the city and as it was leaked, police came there for search. The cocaine packet was placed on Roucault's table. There was no means to hide it or take it downstairs. So the packet of cocaine was placed on the table in Roucault's room. There was no means for them to hide it as the police was coming through the stair. They cannot go the downstairs. The police are coming upstairs. So there was no means to hide it. So they were very much tensed. The Paul said they can throw it away through the window. So that the police student said Roucault that they can throw the powder through the window. But our miser Roucault cannot imagine it as it was his savings or his earnings throughout this entire life by sacrificing all his good or all his basic needs. Roucault could not imagine the great loss. He held the packet tightly on his breast and said that he would rather go to jail. So Roucault cannot do that. He said that he hold the packet into his breast, into his chest, and said that it was better to go to jail rather than giving up this or losing this cocaine. Someone in a nearby room had a dozen tins of face powder. So later they came to know that someone in the nearby room had a dozen tins of face powder. So he may be a merchant who is buying who is selling face powder. So he has a dozen tins of face powder. It was taken for sale. It was agreed to throw the powder out through the window and fill the tins with cocaine. So they decided to throw out the powder through the window and fill that tins with cocaine. It was done and the tins were placed on the table. So after filling these tins with cocaine, they placed it on the table as it was filled with powder so that the police did not suspect them. The police came and searched the room. Nothing was found. So the police came to the room and searched every nook and corner, but they couldn't find anything. When the inspector saw the tins, they were about to leave them. When the inspector saw the tins placed on the table, they were about to leave the room. The police said calmly that it was face powder. When the police student saw that the inspector was looking at this tins that was placed on the table, the police said very calmly that this was face powder. But Roucolle's frightened ground made them suspicious. But Roucolle was unlike the police student. He was very much frightened and he made some particular noises that made the police suspect him. So the police was very much suspicious. The inspector opened a tin and said it was cocaine. So that the inspector opened one of the tins and said that it was not powder but cocaine. The man was arrested and taken to the station. Both the police student and Roucolle was arrested and they were taken to the police station. The tin was sent to a lab for test. After that, the tin containing the powder, which was cocaine, was sent to a lab for test. Roucolle yelled and fell like a madman. So Roucolle went crazy. He was out of his consciousness. He yelled and fell like a madman. He's going mad. The police laughed at him. After an hour, the tins was brought back, and the policeman said it contained face powder. So, seeing the situation of Roucolle or his behavior, the policeman laughed at him. After a few moments, the tins were brought back from the lab, and the policeman said that it was not cocaine, it was just that face powder. The captives were set free. After that, as they are not considered to be criminals, they were set free. News spread that the Jew had played the same trick with others. There was a news among the people in the society of that city that the Jew had played this trick to many other people in that area. So they have been cheated. So that Jew was a fraud. Roucolle was broken and he got bedridden, so that Roucolle cannot bear this loss. He was out of his out of his conscious. He went mad. He's being very crazy. He cannot think of the loss that had happened to him because he was earning all this money throughout his entire life without having the basic needs, without having proper food, proper cloth, or anything, so that he cannot survive the situation. So he was broken and he was bedridden. He cried and mumbled for all the night and died of a kind of stroke. So at that night, he cried and wept. And at last, what happened was he was tied because of a kind of stroke. So this was the story of the miser Roucolle, who earned money by giving up all the leisure or all the needs of a lifetime, and what happened to him was a great loss and death. So that's all about the story. Thanks for watching.